Well, hello, my beautiful Taurians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for June 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, this is your monthly reading for June. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But before I even start your reading, I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. I'm seeing an image, well, I'm seeing 2 images really. One is of like a signpost. You know, like a directional signpost. So maybe some of you feel like you're at a crossroads right now, or you are changing direction, or you're thinking about adjusting your path, and you're trying to make a decision on which path to take right now. On top of this signpost, they're showing me it looks like a stork. Okay, it's a bird with a very long beak. Yeah, definitely a stork. Storks tend to represent improvements or sudden movements, sudden changes that work out for the positive. So, oh my gosh. Oh, so we definitely have the stork coming through here. They want me to go one more card. They're actually showing me the image in the water. So I'm obviously picking up on the cards that perhaps are coming out for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Now, they have been asking me to only give 2 cards in this position, but they have... is there a signpost? I'm wondering if there is a signpost in this deck, perhaps, one that I'm seeing. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there is one, and it actually says crossroads. Yeah, there was only 2... The ones I was seeing, there's only 2 like little directional things there, but there's 3 there. Crossroads. Okay. Interesting. I just wanted to know if there was a card like that in the deck, and maybe that's why I was picking up on the 2 images. But the stork is obviously very relevant as well. So as I said, I'll get all the cards first, and then I will connect to an outcome. You also have a tower energy here, so it definitely means you're liberating yourself out of a situation that's feeling quite stuck. June in general is full of major astrological events, however. The major one being the planet of passion and power, Pluto. It moves into the sign of Capricorn. Now, this is extremely important when it comes to business and politics. I don't really like to talk about politics, but I will mention it briefly only because it's showing up in the energy. Financially, we will see businesses really cutting back or streamlining their expenses. And in terms of, how can I put this? In terms of politics, we may see certain governments voted out. You know, Pluto remains in Capricorn right until the end of January 2024. So there's definitely a shift, and some places around the world you may even see governments brought down. So it may not be on a localized level, maybe on a bit of a global level. There's a little bit of a kickback there. So watch out for that. As I said, I don't really like to hone in on politics too much. I really can't pick up on it too much, actually. That's why. And it actually hurts one side of my face whenever I connect to the energy to see what's going on politically. So there's some things I'm meant to see, some things I'm not meant to see, and some things it hurts to see, and we all know that, right? So anyway, I'm just going to go one more. They want me to give you one more here. Now, also, on a sort of more personal level, when Pluto moves into the sign of Capricorn, we all collectively feel the pinch. So it encourages us all to watch our budgets in order to save more money for ourselves. And in particular, your 8th house and your 2nd house is influencing you this month, which I'll talk about in a moment. Now also, just get this one here. Also, Pluto, it's a planet that gets rid of dead wood. So on that personal level, you'll feel compelled to declutter your life. And you may even start with the home space. Objects that you've outgrown or things that perhaps have no more use, you may gift them on, or you may sell them on so they can be loved elsewhere, and puts a little bit more money in the bank there. But also it's about, decluttering your body, mind, and soul, and ushering in healthier exercise routines, diets, and sleeping patterns as well. This has been a major theme for the last couple of months, actually. It keeps showing up in everybody's energy, so it is relevant for people to be at optimum best during this time. Now, when we move into Capricorn energy, it tends to affect career or finances. So if you are in the career sector, you may change your approach. Working smarter, not harder, is the energy of the day. But also you'll implement new ideas and attract promotions or more finances or clients or contracts. If you are an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, this is also going to be very, very relevant there as well. You got 2 pages coming through, so definitely some good news happening for you. We also have the full moon. It enters the sign of Sagittarius on the 4th of June. So this is a great time to get clear on direction and make a positive adjustment that aligns you with all that you desire. Now, this moon is called a strawberry moon, and that's the moon that attracts a lot of abundance and prosperity. So it is a perfect time to tap into that energy, to align yourself with all that you want to achieve. And I would say set an intention or write down the things that you want to accomplish, and glance at it from time to time and watch your manifestations unfold into your true life, into your real life there. Some of you may even feel compelled to book or take a vacation during this time, because, that Sagittarian energy influence from that full moon there, it really encourages us all to be a little bit more free or open ourselves up to adventure. And also, if you are looking for love, we do have a wonderful connection between Pluto and Venus. It aligns you with a deeper love connection. So if you're single, you may feel called to be motivated to get out there and meet someone new. And if you're in a relationship, it really encourages you to reignite your passion for your partner and deepen your connection there as well. Now, there it is, it's showing up in everybody's reading, okay? The new moon in Gemini. Now this, on the 18th of June, the new moon moves into the sign of Gemini. And I know you're Taurian energy, but it does affect us all, because this moon is like a void, okay? I'm just gonna go one more. Whoa, okay. We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, wonderful new ideas, wonderful creative productive time for you this month where you're getting stuff done. But let me just tell you a little bit more about this new moon in Gemini. It's on the 18th of June, and it really is a perfect time for you to check in with your inner narrative. If you've been extra critical of yourself or a little bit hard on yourself, you'll actually catch yourself doing it and you'll stop it. You'll actually have more compassion for yourself, and you'll feel a little bit more in control of your thoughts, shall we say, and a little bit more proud of all that you've accomplished. You've actually come a long way. If some of you feel you still have a long way to go to actually achieve your goals, you'll realize you're closer than you think during this time. So that's the positive aspect of it. However, this moon, the duality of it, because it is in the sign of Gemini, it's not a good time to start anything new or sign contracts, or, there is an old saying that goes with this moon: anything that started under the void of the course moon bears no fruit, okay? And it is a void of course moon. So I want you to be really aware of that. The 18th of June, just be mindful that you may feel a little bit disconnected, you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual, but it's not a good time to set anything up or launch anything. Leave it for about 11 hours after that energy. And I say that because we do have a wonderful alignment with Saturn. It harmonizes with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is a planet of good luck, expansion, and opportunity, but also it conjuncts the North Node. Okay, so this is wonderful because it's a perfect alignment to tap into good luck, prosperity, and good fortune. Okay, so if you're thinking about launching anything, partnering up with anybody, sealing a deal on an idea, or even getting into a relationship and calling it a relationship, putting a label on it, it's really good to wait until 11 hours after the peak of that new moon in Gemini. Okay. Now, your 8th house is governing you at the beginning of the month. The 8th house is all about restructuring and transforming your finances, attracting more abundance into your life. So a lot of you are going to be focused on, repayment plans or savings, pensions, what you're working towards. It's really a perfect combination with the 2nd house, which takes over at the latter part of the month. It's really about making your money go a long way for you, paying off debts. I would say your 2nd house of value, it takes over mid-month, and that's really you being at the forefront of your mind, how you value yourself. This is a month to really put your needs first, and it's also about checking in and reflecting on moments where you felt either underestimated, undervalued, where you felt you undersold yourself or gave away your power in situations, because it gives you an opportunity to identify it and recalibrate it to bring more balance and more value and erect higher boundaries in your life as well. Now, of course, the 2nd house is also about cash and finances, so it does influence you this whole month. You may feel it's a bit humdrum. You're like, oh gosh, really, I'm going to be focusing on finances, but it actually puts you in a very strong position to weather any economic storm, and you do have the Tower twice, okay? Now, I keep getting the same message for everybody. Every month is the same, to make sure that you protect your finances. If you house them in certain institutions, economically, make sure that they are not linked by license so that you are insured for the full value should there ever be an economic fluctuation. Okay, this message has been coming through thick and fast every month for since last year. Okay, so obviously my guides are giving me some sort of change economically that will affect people on a bit of a global scale. So I see you putting yourself in a really good position to weather that. Intuitively, you have hunches, and I feel like you've already done that, my beautiful Taurians. But you will have money on your mind this month. There's lots of other things going on as well, but money will be at the forefront. It is a perfect month, though, for you to get better deals, to get discounts, opportunities to save a little bit more. The money is going more into your pocket. You're still getting the items that you want, but you will find, alternatives to perhaps things that you see initially. So for example, if you want to purchase something and you're like, that's it, I've been looking for this is the one, and you're just about to purchase it and you're like, hang on a minute, let me just shop around a little bit more, you will find like a 10% discount or a 20% discount. Also, they're indicating try discount codes. Okay, they're just showing me things like welcome 10, hello 10, welcome 20, 10 off, 5 off. They're showing me all these like codes in the water, so they're just showing me this like ping 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 ping. Lots of deals are going to be happening for you this month, and that can extend to real estate as well. Obviously, you can't just go, I would like to buy that apartment, hello 10, I would like 10% off. You can't do that, but I feel like you're going to negotiate better deals for yourself. Okay, now let's move on. We've got the fish. Okay, now this really is all about abundance and wealth. It says finances, wealth, come on, abundance, business, money flowing smoothly, and freedom. So yes, you may not want to think about finances, but your second and eighth house, and your first card is all about finances. And you do have, a Page of Pentacles as well too. So some of you may even be learning how to manage your money in a more healthier fashion. You may be learning about tax codes and financial structures. You may even get advice from somebody, or even watch something online that influences you in a way to, make your money work for you in a more valuable way. Now, of course, I would say always do your due diligence. There's a lot of wonderful things out there on social media that are free to watch, but always make sure you do your homework on it, because you never know who's giving you what out there, especially when it comes to your finances. So just watch out for that. I don't see anything negative, especially since your Tower energy is in the resistance position, which means you avert disaster. There may be some sudden upheavals or restructures, but I feel like you are protected and redirected during this time. Things will flow a little bit smoother for you. And also, you've got Jupiter there. Okay, it's really interesting. You've got Saturn, Jupiter, and Uranus. Now, Uranus, it really connects to the Tower energy, so there is some like major restructuring going on in your world. This could be in the working environment. It could be in your home life. You could be thinking about moving or, you know, taking a different course of action in your life. And you are causing some sort of upheaval to the norm or the status quo. But I feel it will go more smoothly than you imagine. And I feel if you have any hunches, use your intuition to take you to where you want to go. Now, we do have improvements, stork, change, birth, renewal, newness, pregnancy, transition. So, I mean, some of you, I'm actually getting that you will hear of a pregnancy over the next 6 weeks, not just 4 weeks, but over the next 6 weeks, you'll hear of someone close to you pregnant. Okay, wonderful news there. But what I feel here is things have been feeling a little bit stagnant for you. Some of you may have felt a little bit in limbo, or you may have felt that you couldn't sleep on something just feels a little bit, you may felt anxious, or you're worried about something, or something's been on your mind. I just get the sense that something's been ticking over in the back of your mind, like, I hope it works out, I hope things go my way, I hope. And they're showing me that it will work out even better than you thought, okay? But if there's something that you've been trying to navigate towards, or something you've been trying to reach, and it's not been happening for some time, there are major developments in the month of June. It happens really quickly, so be ready for action. I definitely see it's all go, 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 especially towards the end of the month for you, okay? But there is major change. I mean, you've got a couple of cards here that indicates change, but these changes bring improvement. Because whenever you get a Tower energy, it means you're identifying where you feel stuck, and you're taking a leap of faith to liberate yourself from a very difficult situation. And there may be a temporary change or disruption to your situation. Okay, they're showing me something in the water right now. They're actually showing me a snow globe. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. Snow globe. Okay, very beautiful. Okay, and they're showing me someone turning it upside down, giving it a shake, and then putting it upright again. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. They're giving me what looks like, I mean, it could be a quote that goes with this. I'm just going to read it from what I can see. One moment, please. Life is like a snow globe. It's often prettiest after it has been turned upside down. That's quite interesting. I've never really thought about it like that. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, so some of you may have felt that there's been a lot of change or upheaval. I mean, collectively, humanity has been going through major changes and restructures over the last couple of years. And some of us may be thinking, have we entered the twilight zone? Is everything just gone a little bit crazy? Has everything just ramped up and gone a little bit like, just, you know, the House of Madness kind of thing? It's, you know, it just feels a little bit odd. So some of you are trying to really find your way through that. And although some of the things may have stayed the same for you throughout life during this period, but other things on a more mental scale have been like, everything seems very different and changed, and you're just trying to find your way through it and just trying to really focus on you and how it affects you. But at the same time, you're drawn into all of these crazy thoughts, ideas that are flying around in the ether that you thought are not possible but are occurring. So I feel some of you are feeling very disoriented in a world that seems to have changed considerably, but at the same time remains the same. So it's almost like, you know, if you are in a routine, you have a repetitive kind of schedule that you do, everything seems to be the same. You know, you are just doing, and you're wondering, does it ever get any better, or does it get any easier? But at the same time, the world just seems to be a totally different place. So I feel some of you are trying to find your way in that. Also, they're giving me this energy from that snow globe that you may have felt that areas of your life have been disturbed or shaken up, and it's left you feeling very unclear. Maybe that's why I was being shown the crossroads or the signpost. Okay, they're indicating this will change and it will create a more ideal circumstance for you long term. The disruption is only temporary, is what they're showing me, and that really does actually connect to the Tower energy, because the Tower is like it's like how can I put that? it's like a paradigm shift, okay? Suddenly things just change, and something is taken away for something better to be in its place. So I feel like you may be rebuilding or transforming a situation to make it more positive. Especially since you got the stork there, it does indicate that any restructure, change, or anything, I mean, it could be in the home space, or it could be in the working environment, or even in financial arenas. I definitely see that you're putting yourself in a better position to navigate any difficulties, okay? Because you're relying on your hunches, you're paying close attention to your intuition, and you're having the courage of your convictions to stand strong in your knowingness, okay? So I'm definitely picking up on that as well. Now, these images and signs, they may mean nothing to any of us in this moment, but you may be walking down the street tomorrow and you look in a store window and you see a snow globe, okay? These images and signs indicate that any discomfort is going to be temporary and that there is something better on the horizon for you. I actually see some really great news and some reward. The Ace of Wands indicates a breakthrough and a major transformation that you're going to be excited about, that brings a little bit more adventure, a little bit more spontaneity into your world, and you're going to achieve something that you set out to do because your brilliant ideas and that brilliant spark in your mind sees you as a visionary. Thoughts are becoming things for you, so I feel it's a really great time for you. You're definitely in the law of attraction. This is your protagonist energy. This is the Lover's card. Now at grassroots, this indicates that you are attracting something that you desire in your heart, okay? This is about changing of frequencies to match what it is you are working towards. So I really feel it's the end of a very difficult cycle for you, but I do feel it's opening you up to some options, a lot of change. And I feel some of you are curious about a new path. You've got the Page of Swords there, which really indicates that right now you are restructuring or you are strategizing new approaches or new ideas. There may even be a new project in the works for you. Some of you may even think about setting up your own business, becoming an entrepreneur, whatever it is you're thinking about, because the Page of Swords is to think, it is to visualize, it is to have in the mind. And the Magician card, it turns it into reality. So I feel your thoughts are becoming things. And with the Lover's card, that indicates that right now you're attracting really great things. In terms of finances, this really indicates that you are making life-changing decisions regarding your finances. Some of you are looking at what you can offer a pension scheme, for example, or your savings. I feel like you're being very discerning about your budget, especially with the Magician card. You got this. I feel like you're very controlled about what you're spending, and I definitely see that you're making things happen. You're making your money work for you, okay? I will pull some cards to see you've got the Page of Pentacles there, so I do feel something that has not been working will suddenly kick into action and start working towards the end of June. Please do remember the 18th of June is not a time to start anything new, okay? Because you've heavily got moon energy in your chart. Now, the Lover's card can indicate some of you are thinking about partnering up, or you are in a partnership. You may be thinking about working with your partner, or you're just looking at the balance and the exchange between you and other people. These could be people in your family, it could be your friends, it could also be people you work with, and you're looking at all the effort that you put into everything that you do and wondering if you get, a fair exchange. I do apologize for the noise here. Basically, you may notice I'm in the back room again. I've had to bring myself back down the hall because they are doing a major demolition on the building opposite me, and it is super loud. And at moments, you're going to hear it because it's impossible not to. And I've done everything I can to try and limit the noise for you all. As you can see, I've bought all this soundproof walling type thing to just try and huddle myself in, so it's a bit more of an intimate connection, but all I can hear, and even this building sometimes is shaking. I'm like, wow. So I do apologize. I've done the best I could, so we're just going to have to bear with it for a little while. So I do apologize there. But anyway, let's get back to your cards. The Page of Swords. You you have an incredible mind. Okay, you're very intelligent. You've got a lot of smarts. You have a high IQ. If you were to take a test, you would be very high on the IQ spectrum, because this is a card of genius. Okay, now some of you, you're eager to learn new things, so you may be paying attention to what courses you could take up in order to help you make more money. I mean, some of you, if you're applying for a course or a prestigious college or school, I definitely see you getting entry into that because you're very intelligent. Some of you may take up an apprenticeship within an area of something that you enjoy doing, but ultimately I see that this month you're going to be very productive, get really organized, and you're getting stuff done. Okay, I also see that whatever you have in your sights as your target, you are right on target and you will hit the bullseye, is what they're showing me. Okay, you may have been feeling a little bit clouded, you may have been feeling like things have been a bit upside down, but there is improvements here. And the Page of Swords, especially if you use your mind or your thoughts, you know, your ideas, they're going to be very, very lucrative for you. Now, some of you with this card, you may be calculating a change or a move, okay, especially since the Tower is in the resistance position. Some of these changes may shock people around you, but that's okay, because this is your life and you're here to lead it the way you desire. Okay, so I definitely see you being in control of things. I see you as being someone who is very talented, you're very gifted at what you do, and I really feel like you have everything you need within your power to take the initiative to implement these changes and attract and accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. Okay, some of you may be writing something. There may be a lot of paperwork. I'm seeing lots of paperwork and contracts. I mean, I'm definitely seeing some hard copy mail as well. So some of you may have to sign something that comes in the mail, or you may need to pay close attention to something that comes in the mail that needs to be filled in. I mean, it could be like a council letter, or it could be like a bank letter that normally would come by email, but they've decided to send it hard copy, physical in the mail. So do check your mail. I definitely see there's something that you will have to respond to. Okay, I'm also seeing an invitation here. So if you are looking for love this month, an invitation will put you in a position to meet someone where there is a flirtation. Okay, it starts off as a flirtation, but I feel, especially with your 8th house involved, sometimes the 8th house can deal with intimacy, and flirtations or lusty connections can turn into something solid later on. So I definitely see that there is a potential for you to meet someone if you're single this month. There's something about this person's eyes. They see through into your soul, and at first you may feel they're a little bit intense with the way they look, but I feel there's a magnetic connection between you and this person, and both of you, it's almost like you look at each other and both of you look away at once, because it's almost like both of you see each other. Okay, and there's a connection straight away, but that's only temporary. That sort of like it's not shyness, but it could be. I just get this energy of both of you catching each other's eye and looking away, almost like you don't want each other to realize you're looking at each other. And then throughout the rest of the event, or wherever you meet this person, you come together and there's an incredible conversation. It's a meeting of minds as well as passion. Okay, so yeah, if you're looking for love, that's definitely something that's happening there. You're attracting a mate. You're going to be, and if you're talking to someone new, you may meet up with this person finally this month, or you'll go on a date with this person and you'll see that this person is like long-term commitment material. Okay, now also I definitely see that there's some really good news. You may have even received this good news. There's something here that you have to think about. You have to make a decision about it. The Knight of Cups, I mean, when we've got the Lover's card and the Page of Swords here and the Knight of Cups, it does indicate that you will be talking to someone on a romantic level. And if you're in a relationship, I feel like you're deepening your connection and you're learning with your partner how to express yourself in a deeper way. I do feel that you and your person kind of have a psychic bond where you almost could finish each other's sentences, but I feel it's really important to keep the lines of dialogue open. If you're in a partnership, I feel you and your partner are, either you or your partner are thinking about restarting some sort of journey. It could be a career journey. It could be wanting to relocate. Some of either you or your partner may actually suddenly get a new opportunity to elevate, maybe a promotion, or step into a position where they have to travel. And at first it feels really daunting, but long term it's going to bring a lot of happiness, a lot of of money. And also I feel you'll enjoy the benefits as well. But I feel finding the balance and, you know, both of you coming to a compromise is important as well. And for those of you who are single, here is the love connection that's coming on in. There's going to be lots of messages, lots of open discussion. But moving away from love, because this reading, it's a monthly reading, it's not really meant to be about love, but it is popping up, so I must mention it. The Knight of Cups really is about you looking at what you have to offer in life and learning to love yourself fully. When you get this card, this really indicates, you know, that you are deepening your connection with self, okay? Because remember, the Cup of Love starts for the self first. So I definitely see you implementing self-care routines and, you know, better habits when it comes to eating, sleeping, exercise, because I feel like you are going to be working on optimum energy. And when you get the Knight of Cups, this is also about following your bliss. So some of you, you may have been thinking for some time about something that you love doing. Now, it could be a hobby, or it could be a way of life. It could even be something connected to travel, or it could even be you making a hobby or something that you really love doing, a business, okay? Because the Knight of Cups is to follow your heart, to follow your bliss, and, you know, to invest all of your time, care, energy, your 100% into what you feel attracted to do, okay? You've got an incredible imagination, because the Knight of Cups is also about feelings, imagination, and when you've got the ideas and the smarts to back it up, it really means you're going places. You're being encouraged by the universe to take those ideas, those flashes of insight, and run with it, because you will be very, very successful, okay? So I definitely see that your thoughts are becoming things, and the Knight of Cups, I feel like you're inspired to keep some dream alive, or to follow your desires, and that I feel like you're learning to express yourself in your own unique way as well. Challenges kind of move away this month, and I feel you're in a heightened state of emotion as well. So some of you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual, and a little bit more dreamy than usual as well. So remember, when people say dreams, or people are like, you know, daydreaming out the window, you're actually visualizing. Okay, we used to be penalized for that at school, but you know, that is visualization. Thoughts become things. When you can see it like an image in your mind, you are attracting it into your life on a physical sense. So I feel there may be a lot of moments where you feel just a little bit drifty, where you just start to have a little bit of a daydream, but they're going to be really positive, because it actually helps bring whatever it is you are wanting to achieve closer to you in the physical sense. Now, we do have the Tower energy. It's in the resistance position. So this can indicate that there's something you've been avoiding, okay? With the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, it could be a person at work. It could be a situation at work that makes you feel uncomfortable. I do feel that this will change, okay? I feel there will be peace of mind, and it will be resolved. Whatever it is worrying you, it will be resolved. The Tower energy basically indicates some of you may have been feeling stuck. You may have got yourself into a situation that felt very comfortable, but it's not stretching you, or it just feels a little bit dull or boring, and you want to bring a little bit more spontaneity into your world. Whenever we get a little bit uncomfortable in our circumstances, whether that's feeling bored or suffocated, or you know, we feel lethargy, it's a little indication from the universe saying, you know what, things need to change. You need to initiate some sort of alternative action in order to feel a little bit more excited about life. So when we ignore those signs, the universe comes along and nudges us off the fence and says, if you don't make a choice, I will make a choice for you. So with the Lovers card being in your protagonist energy, I definitely see that you need to make a decision. And whatever that decision is, if you don't make it, the universe will make it for you. And it will feel a little bit more uncomfortable, because you will feel a little bit out of control of your choices. So I'm just going to give you an example. For example, many years ago, and I'm sure I talk about it quite a lot, there was a job that I did that was horrific, okay? But I needed the money, and they paid well, and I could feed my family, and I was happy. I could pay the bills, right? But I did it, and I knew that it was soul destroying, and the way that the people treated me was horrific. They didn't just pick on me, but they did it to everybody, okay? People started this wonderful, jubilant, joyous person, and then within a couple of weeks they were this gray, devoid human that was just on autopilot, because this company sucked the life out of everybody, okay? Now, I knew I should leave. I knew it. you know, I just, my health started to fail. I started to, you know, get constant colds and was constantly run down. And, you know, I just felt like, oh, I just can't face it. But I pushed myself to keep going because I needed the money. And the universe kept giving me instances at that work environment that were not healthy. You know, the way that people talk to me, the way that certain experiences, which I won't mention because it may like expose who the company was, you know, certain things happened that I thought, this is not normal. This is just weird. It was the universe ramping up the circumstances, saying, okay, I gave you this circumstance and you still didn't leave. I ramped it up. I made it worse. You still didn't leave. I forced you into a position where, you know, you should have left. Any normal human being would have left, but still you were stubborn and you stayed where you were because you were scared. You were scared to leave. So suddenly it came along that there was like a crunch point where I even felt myself almost like out of my own body, just standing up and saying, you know what, I'm leaving. And I just left. I was in a meeting and I was like, this is it, I'm gone. And I couldn't fathom what just happened. It's almost like something else took over my body and was like, let's remove her from this situation. And I left. And I was like, I got no other job. What am I going to do? I was just like inconsolable. But I had to see the signs, and I saw the signs, but I ignored it. So it became so bad that the universe kind of made the decision for me. There was something else that went along with it, but again, if I said it, it would expose the company, and I'm not here to do that. Because it's already been dealt with, let's put it that way. But my point being, sometimes we get a lot of signs when we feel dissatisfied with things, even relationships. We notice red flags, and we just okay, you know what, maybe they didn't mean that, or maybe that's not happening, or maybe, and we ignore, and our intuition is screaming. So I feel like you are honing your intuition and you're learning to notice the signs of when it's time to leave, because I'm getting the sense of know when it's time to leave a difficult situation. Now, I'm not saying when things get difficult you should leave, absolutely not, because you know, when the going gets tough, you get to work. You are someone who never leaves a job undone, and, you know, you're very diligent, you're a very hard worker, but they want you to be aware that when either you're being disrespected or you're not being valued, know when it's time to leave. And I feel they are things that may come up for you in the month of June. I don't see you like leaving something and leaving yourself exposed. If you're leaving a job, for example, I see you lining up another one before you leave. So I actually see you putting yourself in a really good position. What the major energy I'm getting from the Tower is that you're liberating yourself from a stuck situation, okay? And at first it may seem a little bit chaotic, but I actually see that it is best for you in the long term, okay? Now, when the Tower is in the resistance position, it also says that you avoid disaster, okay? So any major changes so for example, there may be some restructure in your working environment. I only say that because the Page of Pentacles is crossing it, and you may see that some people are being made redundant or let go, and you know there's a bit of a restructure going on in your office. I definitely see that you are you may be worried about it because the Nine of Swords is there, but with the Magician card, I see them looking at you as someone who has power, who has a lot of capability, someone who is an asset to the team. And I definitely see that they may offer you like a new project or open you up to a new role that will give you a little bit more freedom, a little bit more flexibility, a little bit of an option to express yourself. Major transformation that is positive. Okay. Now, some of you, if you've gone through a separation from a love relationship and you are looking for new, or you're healing, allow yourself to heal first. I definitely see someone coming along, someone who is going to invest in a relationship with you long term, someone who makes an effort, someone who applies themselves. This person is very warm, they're very dependable, they make you laugh, okay? This is someone you'll be talking to quite a lot, and it will lead to something a little bit more solid, okay? Now, There is some money news on the horizon for you, some really positive stuff. This could be related to a job, or it could be that you're doing something creative. Some of you may be having a second stream of income. You may be setting up, you know, some sort of social media. I definitely get a sense that things are going to get better. And if you have already set this thing up and it hasn't been doing very well, I definitely see a boost of attention being drawn to it, and it starts to really do very well. I definitely see things elevating for you. But ultimately, what I'm seeing here as well is some of you, you've been running on empty, okay? So you may have not been sleeping very well, or you're not getting healthy sleep. So even if you slept like 7 hours and you wake up and you're like, oh, you still feel exhausted, it can be the quality of sleep that you're getting is not 100%. So, you know, especially if you go to sleep listening to something that perhaps is negative, or, you know, if you like look at the news right before you go to sleep, for example, you know, back in the day, you know, I'm showing my age now, back in the day, the news, they would always leave the news on one story that was a good news story. So that it was like, yeah, there's some horrible things in this world that is going on right now, but here's this one good thing that actually reminds you that it's not all doom and gloom, and that there are some really wonderful things happening as well. So that doesn't happen anymore. Now it's like, click here, click that, everything's awful, everything's overloaded, everything's going wrong, everything's like horrible, you know, and it's just to draw your attention. Make sure you don't watch that before you go to sleep, because when you're in that waking sleeping cycle, you're absorbing a lot. Try to think of things that you want to manifest. Think of positive things. See yourself living the life that you want, because when you're going into that sleeping pattern, you start to access frequencies that connect deeper to the law of attraction and to the law of karma. And, you know, you're actually, if you think about, because they show me Einstein right now, and they do this sometimes, think about what Einstein said about frequencies, that you can tap into the frequency you want. It's available to you. You can make those frequencies work for you. But if we allow ourselves to exist in fear, or we allow ourselves to exist in anxiety, then we find it harder to connect to those frequencies. And I know it's really difficult. We can't always be positive. There's going to be moments, days where you feel super positive, maybe hours, maybe even a minute of feeling super positive, and then you feel a little bit lethargic. But what I'm saying is, right before you go to sleep, the highest frequency for manifestation is to visualize what it is you desire. If it's a relationship, see yourself with the person you'd long to be with, and visualize the wonderful life you lead together, and you shall have it, okay? If it's a promotion you want, see yourself stepping into that role. See yourself doing that role. If it's like more money, see yourself counting loads of money. See yourself looking at your bank account and the amount that's in that bank account. Visualize that right before you sleep, okay? And I'm saying that because you've got the Nine of Swords, which in the resistance position indicates that in the month of June, you are going to pay more attention to your sleeping patterns, and you're going to, some of you may even go to bed a little bit earlier than usual, so that you start taking pleasure in resting and taking some time for you. Otherwise, you may burn yourself out, okay? Because I definitely see this energy of running on empty. Now, with the Nine of Swords in this position, it does indicate that you are also eradicating any negative self-talk, okay? That definitely is something that collectively everyone will be doing, but you're going to be focusing on it the most. In order to bring a little bit more confidence into your life, you're going to find yourself more eloquent as well. You're going to be able to find the words that you desire to express yourself and get what you need from life in general, okay? Because it's in the resistance position, it's like you got it in the reverse, which means peace of mind, which means things are, you know, recovering. Some of you may have gone through, and this is not for all of you, I definitely see some of you, and I would say it's about 20% energy actually. Some of you may be healing from a procedure, or you may be waiting for news on a procedure, which you will heal from, and take the time that's necessary in order to recover, okay? Now, the Nine of Swords really is like, you will get relief from any difficult situation, but rest is needed. If you're always on the go, especially if your mind is like whirring with lots of new ideas and you're getting organized and you're being really productive, make sure you schedule some time to kick back and relax. Now, some of you maybe, you know, deepening your connection with your faith or with spiritual practices. Some of you may be thinking about putting yourself on a health retreat or a spiritual retreat there. I'm definitely getting a period of you finding strength in silence, okay, or recharging your batteries. Some of you may get back into nature to really recharge your batteries, putting your feet on the grass in order to ground yourself. I'm definitely seeing with this, the Courage card, that you are going from strength to strength, but this is a card of self-control. It's a card of focus, and it's also a card of endurance to keep on going. You have the power to get stuff done. So I feel with the Strength card, you have unlimited resources to get what you need this month. Also, this is a card of self-respect. So if you feel someone in your immediate circumstances is not respecting you, is not valuing your presence in their life, I feel like you're withdrawing, especially since you've got the High Priestess there. Some of you may take a vow of silence and really show that person. And that's not... I was going to say that's not an unhealthy way of approaching it, let's put it that way, because I feel like you may have tried to talk to this person or tried to resolve this situation before, but this person or situation has not listened. It's kind of like it's a last result where you have to take a step back. Okay, so I definitely see you doing that, taking that step back. Now, when you get the Courage card, of course, it's a Strength card. This is about self-love. It is about self-care, and it's about showing yourself unconditional love, because you tend to do that for other people. But now it's your time to focus on you, especially because of your second house of value. With the High Priestess, I definitely see that you are deepening your spiritual gifts and your intuition. Trust in your intuition, but also trust in the unknown, because the universe is actually orchestrating things behind the scenes to show up at the right moment. So have faith. I definitely see that you are finding strength and courage in your faith, that things are going to get better for you. Also, I just touched the Ace of Wands, and they're showing me that the angel wings will be really relevant for you as well. You may see lots of signs of angel wings over the next 4 to 5 weeks. Not 45 weeks, but 4 or 5 weeks. And I feel these are signs and symbols that there's really great news headed in your direction, and something you were worrying about. Your prayers are answered, and they're showing me a number in the water as well, 2323, yeah, 2323, which I guess could also be the equivalent of 1111 on the clock, but 2323 is what they're showing me. They're indicating that you are protected, okay, and protected and guided. Your prayers are being answered. If there's something you need, you'll get what you need. And they're also indicating you're learning to articulate yourself in a different way, to be more open and direct. So you may find yourself, you know, if you're talking to your boss or you're talking to a neighbor, if in the past you used to let things slide and say, oh, you know what, it's okay, and you're being super nice, you're still being nice and diplomatic, but you're exerting yourself where you're saying, no, that's not okay with me. But you're doing it in a way that's like, oh yeah, that's a wonderful idea, but you know what, that's not the way I saw it. The way I saw it was more like this, so I think I'm going to do that instead. So I really feel like you're finding a way to approach situations where you are being very direct, okay? Now I'm just picking up one more energy with this. This is a card of caution, okay? So I just want to see what that's all about for you. I feel it's more like because you got the Moon card as well, there's something about caution here, or taking a step back, not rushing into something. It's almost like do your due diligence, investigate all options before you make a decision. So I'm just going to pull a card on it, because I feel like, especially if it's contracts, the Devil card, okay? Now the Devil card indicates there could be something on the horizon that has the potential to keep you stuck, or make you feel a little bit stuck or fearful at first, but I definitely see that you liberate yourself from that. The Justice. Yeah, good karma. I feel like you will make a decision that benefits you and things will go in your favor, but because you've got the I was feeling contracts and things like that. So I would definitely say if you're signing anything, or even if you're setting up like some broadband, or you're setting up like some sort of TV station, or even a bill or a council bill or something like that, do your due diligence, because there may be something that gets missed and you may need to revisit it, but it may keep you stuck for a little while. So for example, if you set up, I don't know, some broadband on a certain tariff, right? And the person who's setting it up for you, they accidentally click the wrong tariff and they charge you a little bit too much or too little, or you're not getting the package that you desired. It will take a while before it's corrected, okay? So it may make you feel a little bit stuck, but it will be corrected, okay? So the Justice card indicates it's almost like a wrong will be righted, okay? I definitely get a sense. If anyone is toxic or negative in your situation as well, I definitely see you taking a move to cut that situation out, to bring more balance, peace, and harmony in your life. And if someone has been deceptive, although I can't see that here, I definitely see that truth will come to light, especially if someone is not pulling their weight. Okay, I definitely see that happening. Now we do have the Magician card. The Magician card is the law of attraction, and that you've got this. Whatever difficulties you've been experiencing, there is a brighter future here. This indicates that you have, the intelligence and the initiative and the power to get stuff done and to change your reality. The Magician card indicates that you're very shrewd. Okay, you're very clever and you're very capable as well. So I feel like you're going to have a lot more focus this month. You're going to be very productive and you're very talented. So you're getting stuff done. Anything you turn your hand to, even if it's a second stream of income, don't spread yourself thin, of course. Make sure you find time for you. But I definitely see that you're in the flow of doing, very productive. And I feel like you are completing all your tasks. If you have like a deadline to meet, you'll be right on target, okay, as well. I do feel like the power is in your hands, quite literally there with that Magician energy. And what they're kind of indicating here is, okay, they're like showing me roadworks. Okay, roadworks. So, I mean, if I'm to decode roadworks, it could be that you're currently listening to me and you're stuck in traffic because there's roadworks. But it could also be, it could be that there's an inconvenience this month that could delay you. And again, I feel it's almost like trying to find an alternative approach or an alternative way, because it's like if you have like an important meeting or a place to be or a flight to catch, leave a little earlier or find an alternative route this month so that you won't get caught up in it. Again, it's the same with contracts. For example, make sure you read all the fine print, the small print, just to make sure that there's nothing in there that will inconvenience you or delay you. I mean, it could literally be that, you know, you've got an important project on and suddenly there's going to be roadworks outside your building. I mean, a bit like what I've got right now. Mine's not roadworks, but mine's like a demolition going on outside. I just get a sense of something that could disrupt you this month, disrupt your concentration, but you will, how can I put that? You will find moments to re-strategize and be organized and focused. So you will find a way of eradicating the inconvenience. Let's put it that way, okay? Now we do have the Moon card. So this really indicates that you will, of course, be influenced by that major new moon that occurs in Gemini. And also I get a sense that you're going through a major time of change and you're becoming aware of some of the lessons that are contained within this change, whether it's a need to be more patient, or whether it's a need to be more aware and use your intuition. I feel like you're really tapping into your subconscious self, okay? Also with the Moon card, there is something going on behind the scenes here that's going to help you. A sudden opportunity is being gifted to you. Now this could be news, it could be, you're feeling inspired or a new idea. Even your guides are whispering to give you new ideas or hunches on how to approach things. Don't dismiss these things because there are rewards coming that are attached to these hunches that you have. The Moon card basically indicates that all is not what it seems. Trust the universe, because the universe is orchestrating a great opportunity that will find the perfect moment for illumination. And it's connected to a goal or a dream, is what I'm feeling. Now, the moon card can make us feel extra fearful or anxious or cautious about new opportunities. And because you got the Magician card and you've been manifesting, the Ace of Wands indicates a major breakthrough this month. And when change is afoot, humans, they tend to feel a little bit restless or anxious, even if it's change that you are implementing, because it means everything is different. It means that there are a certain set of variables that you have to control. And even like moving home, for example, you may feel it's the right thing to do, but at the same time, it causes a lot of upheaval. You put all your stuff in boxes, you have to organize everything. You've also got to do your job. You've also got to look after the kids. You've got to do so many things, for example. So I feel whatever changes you're implementing, there are inconveniences that will be attached to that. But long term, these things will cancel things out. So I feel managing your stress levels this month is very, very important. And I feel anything that's been negative actually turns into a positive. The Ace of Wands also indicates that you are unstoppable in your energy and you're inspired to turn your dreams into reality. This is a month to dream big, okay? And that you are supported. There is the potential for major transformation here, and you're going to have the energy to move forward with it as well. So if you've been feeling a little bit like under the weather, or you've been feeling that you haven't had the motivation, the drive, or you've just been running on empty, I definitely see any fatigue. I definitely see it being you recharging your battery, shall we say, and you moving forward and accomplishing great things. I'm also getting one other thing here. Now, this could be a new passion project or a desire to create space for more spontaneity in your world. Okay, I definitely see a lot more fun at the end of the month for you. The beginning of the month, you're a bit in your head trying to make decisions, trying to get organized and focused on a project that will be very lucrative for you. But I feel the latter part of the month is a little bit more freeing, and some of you may take a vacation or open yourself up to some sort of retreat. Just to let you know, I'm only picking the upright in this deck. I'm just going to go one more. The Empress. Okay, so for those of you who are looking for love, I definitely see that there's a partnership here. This person may be a little bit younger than you coming on in. It is a secure relationship. It is a long-term relationship, okay? But the King of Wands, on a personal level, this is really about you taking the initiative. It's about you mastering your craft. It's also about you being confident in your own abilities and becoming, inspired by new ideas, actioning them, being a pro or whatever it is that you do. You have the experience, you're creating security, and you're being bold and motivated in your life to make things happen. This is also natural born leader energy. So some of you may step into a leadership position or promotion or raise, or into some sort of managerial position, or just elevate in a way that secures your position. If there are restructures going on in your working environment, I definitely see someone who is higher up the chain who wants to secure your position. They see you as an asset, okay? This keeps coming out there. And if you come to this reading and you've already lost your job, for example, and you've come to this reading, there is a new opportunity headed in your direction that you're going to be so excited about, okay? It gives you a nice package of money. I do feel it could be some sort of new sector, or it could be like something new that you're curious about. So it almost like opens you up to a new direction, but you are in control of it. So I feel like you end up managing your own sector, shall we say. Some of you may even set up your own business, your entrepreneurship, and it's going to be very, very rewarding indeed. Four of Pentacles, you are secure and you will be able to save a little bit more money this month. Also, the Empress card is about self-care, nourishing yourself in a very healthy way. Some of you will hear of a pregnancy this month. I think I said that at the beginning. I'm really picking up that energy right now as well. But this is a wonderful time to give birth to new ideas and new experiences. It's a powerful card that indicates you're brimming with potential and you can manifest for your highest good. Also, any plans you have in motion, they will become very fruitful. They're going to be realized and you're going to be right on target as well. I also get with the Empress card that if you've been neglecting your own needs, this is a month for self-care, and you're nurturing your own energy, you're healing, and you're creating a path of healing for yourself and others as well. So if you have a partner, as I said, I really picked up at the beginning that you help a partner heal. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What else do they need to know? Anything further they need to know before I close this reading? What are they meant to see? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Okay. We've got higher forces. They want 4. We got freedom, contracts, legal matters. These things have already come up in your reading. So even another deck is kind of like highlighting it for you. And we've got drastic changes. So yeah, the same energy is popping out here. We have higher forces. So you're connecting to your higher self, communicating with other realms, help from higher dimensions, and divine protection. Okay, so definitely protected in all the new changes that are occurring. Now, this portion is not going to resonate for everyone. I have about 8% energy of my beautiful Taurians out there who have come to this reading and they have had a shock, a major shock. It could be major shock that they have lost somebody. Okay, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love to you out there. And they're indicating that this person is trying to communicate with you by showing you hearts everywhere. They're actually showing me a huge red heart right now. Huge. It's, I mean, it almost looks like a felt heart, okay, made out of material, but they're just showing me this. But over, you know, they're going to keep showing you hearts everywhere you go, looking in a store, in the convenience store, walking down the sidewalk, billboard, stickers on cars. They're showing me like so many images of hearts. They may have even given you a heart, or they're just showing you that they love you and that they are with you. Okay, so that's coming through very strongly right now. So I'm sending you a huge hug. There are no words, you know. There are just no words. I completely get that. I lost someone very, very dear myself a couple of months ago, and still there are just no words, right? So all I could do, if I could be there in person, I'd scoot you all up and we'd just hold each other, really, and be like feeling it, right? But they're showing me right now for you hearts. So look, everywhere you go, you're going to be shown so many, even balloons. Everything's going to be in the shape of a heart, okay? And that's an indication from this person that they love you. They love you so much, okay? So I'm just going to move on from that energy. We do have freedom here. Okay, so freeing up your schedule to do a little bit more of what you love doing. It says power to do what you want, celebrating independence. Nothing can stop you. Okay, so this is very positive energy there as well. We've also got contracts, so new proposals, contracts coming on in for you. These could be contracts like with your energy provider. It could be contracts with, you know, you changing pension providers, or, you know, it doesn't always have to be like a contract in business. But I definitely see that paperwork, hard copy paperwork, pay close attention to your mail, something about that. It says here legal matters, court cases, commitments made, and soul contracts. Okay, so things coming to fruition, but please read the small print. We've also got drastic changes. And so that's in 3 decks, you've got a tower energy, okay? Destruction of the old, an unpleasant surprise, or a wake-up call. Now, this indicates the tower, it's not really a negative card, but I feel for you in particular, there is going to be some sort of inconvenience attached to this change, but it works out for the best. Okay, I don't like to give that message, but it works out for the best. And when you look back at this moment, you'll see that actually it was the best course of action. Okay, for some of you, it may be a wake-up call that perhaps you've been doing something that, you know, has been relevant for you for quite some time, but now you've outgrown it, because that Pluto energy, it gets rid of dead wood. Anything that we feel we're evolving away from, this is a time to restructure. So it doesn't mean like, I mean, the unpleasant surprise could be that you're taking a step back from a friend who never supports you, who, you know, you always feel worse after seeing that person. So the negative, you know, the unpleasant surprise doesn't have to be for you. It could be that you're making drastic changes that will shock other people, but this is your life and you're leading it the way that you want to lead it. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket. No, I'm getting some runes before we close. Interesting. We do have the wood rune. Okay, now Scorpio got this this card, sorry, this rune, and of course you are an opposing sign to Scorpio. They also have the 2nd and 8th house, so it's flipped. You have the 8th and 2nd, they have the 2nd and 8th, and this is all about your energy. Be protective of your energy this month. There are a lot of possibilities for you. Okay, you're going to strike up a rapport with people who can help you. Also, you're going to use your knowledge to get to where you want to go. If you've been feeling lost, you will find direction, and this is about recalibrating and finding that lust for life again. Okay, especially if there's been major changes that have made you feel out of sorts. And we got the sun, success, victory, clear vision, adjustments being made that helps you in the long run. So, you know, whenever we look at the major arcanas in the tarot, we have the Tower, of course, and then we have the sun. The star comes first, then the moon, then the sun. But my point being is, after the difficulty, the sun comes out. So I definitely see that anything that you are finding difficult right now, or that you're working towards, it will be resolved and it will bring prosperity and abundance. You are on the right path and you will get clarity as well. Okay. And if you've been lacking in energy, I definitely see you're going to put your own needs first this month, recalibrate, recharge your batteries. And as this month is also a period of personal growth, but I definitely see that you will be back to optimum best. Okay, they're giving me the word exuberance. What a wonderful word, exuberance. Okay, so I will leave it like that. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Taurians. Love and light.